Sometimes, some of the biggest gems of the Ozarks will pass you by without you even knowing it. Anytime someone tells me there's nothing to do around here, I just politely assume it's because they aren't paying attention. But I too was guilty of this, and had it not been for my father and cameraman, this absolute jewel of the Battle of Carthage reenactment would have passed me by.
I wandered today, over the mountains, through the woods, and as I wandered, I saw some things, and I learned some things. Today, I'd like to share them with you.
This event was being hosted in Carthage, Missouri along the trail of the battle, which originally ranged over 10 miles. The host of the battle is the Holmes Brigade. I have their information below so that you can check them out. But there were many other reenactment groups there as well. If you've never had the privilege of spending time with a group of reenactors during camp time, you really are missing out. Everybody was informative and made for great conversation. They also made it a top priority to recruit my boys so that they might become reactors someday as well.
And then there's a slot, a carbine ring that it goes into on the saddle. It carries right there. So that's basically how you're carrying your carbine.
We spent some time in both Union and Confederate camps, getting to know everyone we could along the way. We were surprised to discover many Union soldiers wearing gray colors, since those are the Confederate colors traditionally, and we learned that since the battle took place so early in the war, most Union soldiers didn't even have uniforms yet. These men, representing Franz Sigel's German troops, told us that Sigel's men just wore these gray overgarments so that at least they all looked like each other. Franz Sigel was a major figure of the Union Army in the Ozarks, and will be mentioned again in later videos. Moving to America after he fought in the 1848 Revolution in modern-day Germany, Sigel believed in the American dream, and quickly rallied the St. Louis area German-American population to the cause. The goal of this particular battle was to ensure that the state of Missouri, with a Confederate-leaning governor, would stay with the Union. Many soldiers fighting against the Union here will never be Confederate troops. They're Missouri State militia fighting on the governor's orders. This battle was a loss for the Union, and Missouri will secede from the Union on October 28, 1861. Many militia soldiers from this battle will eventually flee to Union states. The reenactment was a sight to see and a sound to hear, especially with the body-trembling cannons and mountain howitzers firing. Any digital recording of those simply do not compare. So please, find out when the reenactments are happening and go see them for yourself. My family and I plan to cover many more in the coming months. So be sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on a single one of them. As I wandered through the camps, I found a beautiful spot to pull out my banjo and play an old Civil War tune just outside camp, but not far away from the smell of the breakfast campfire. And remember, even if you don't get to make a reenactment this year, don't forget to keep wandering.